If you see anyone who runs from being accountable, that should give you cause for concern. Matter of fact, you should avoid such people. It just means they're irresponsible. It's as simple as that. Growing up, I'm one of many who would refer to as the original Bendel child. So Bendel, Benin and Delta. Grew up in Warri Delta State, was birthed in Edo State. So there was something called community parenting. It was a tacit agreement, if you put it that way. It wasn't like there was a formal agreement to it and say, okay, we have community parenting. No, but it was just something, it was a concept born out of, um, care and love and neighborliness, and togetherness. So as a pupil then, if you were found skipping school, it didn't have to be a close person to you. It didn't even have to be your parents who found out or noticed it. It just had to be someone in the neighborhood. What would be done to you for the entire week, you won't forget it. And it wasn't done in hate. As a matter of fact, you'll be given a chance to speak. You will be asked the question, why are you not in school? That simple question. If you're asked that question and you cannot answer it, you know for a fact that you've messed up. And so you bear the consequence of that. And your parents would thank those who disciplined you. So that was meant to make us more responsible to society and for society and for ourselves. And so that shaped us in a way that you can't just, even speaking in public, we cannot just say things because we just feel like it or because we feel a sensation and the need to just open our mouth. Wow. We don't do that. That was the training we got growing up. Nations have an obligation to not shoulder anyone's burden. People do not have a responsibility to shoulder your excesses and watch you live like the king. For a very long time, there's been too many um, forms of irresponsibility and rascality in the political class in Nigeria. So the US is saying now that, all right, um, take care of your internal affairs. Right. It is the prerogative of the government of Nigeria to handle that. For the fact that you're being told by an outside government and then you're called a disgraced country, it is insulting, but listen, it was it is a kind of insult that you bring upon yourself. It's not whatever is happening is self-inflicted. What is the value of human life in Nigeria? It's next to nothing. You can't have that. You cannot want to grow. You cannot want to. The other day, William Ruto, Kashim Shettima, some other African um, people, or I don't like to call them leaders, some other African people were trying to cajole the UN and saying that we needed seats in the UN Security Council. To be accountable means to be responsible. And to be responsible means that you can be trusted to handle certain kinds of responsibilities, certain kinds of mandates that are put or that falls on your laps. You cannot be romancing criminality, crime. You cannot be seen negotiating with terrorists. And you are asking to be put in the UN Security Council. Who takes you serious? What world do these guys think they live in? So when Donald Trump said what he said a disgraced country. He said a lot. Donald Trump might not be the model for public speaking, but he's no fool. Say whatever you like of the man. I'm not a fan, but it's just the thing about being objective. Sometimes when you come out, to agree with certain things, people would say that, oh, he's against his place of birth. It's not even about black or white. This is not racism. Open your eyes and open your minds. For America to say what they said, for Trump to come out, before he came out, there's a lot of things that they have not said and they will not say. And it is in the interest of Nigeria that they cannot say those things because it might destabilize the country. Government has, and I've said this before, only government is powerful enough next to God to assume the sole responsibility of destroyer. You can't have terrorists holding you to ransom and you have a government in that country. So it's simple. I just think that from thinking about this thing, it can be this simple. You run to these guys for AIDS. They've done this for years, just as a part of their own foreign policy. Because if they give you AIDS, they have some kind of influence. Money is influence. You don't shout, "Oh, sovereignty, sovereignty." If you require sovereignty, then be economically independent, such that you don't have to run to others to cater for your bills. It's that simple. You cannot take my millions of dollars every year and then I'm not to assume some kind of responsibility over that money or to exert some kind of influence through that money over you. What kind of it's just clowning. That's what some of us will refer to it as. It's just clowning. So part of their foreign policy is the US aid that they give, and that comes with some kind of influence in your internal affairs. If you don't want meddling in your business, be economically independent. It's as simple as that. And when he said what you're seeing government officials running up and down, the usual suspects and characters, just clowning all over the place. You want to tell the world about you. You think the world does not know? 2023 elections, you think the world does not know that there are killings in Nigeria? You think the world does not know? You are the one who wants to. It is still these same people that will stand up and say they want to go out and bring foreign or attract foreign investors. You want to tell an investor where to put his money. You think he does not know where it's safe to put his money. You are the one that will go and tell him. Just get your house in order. And this is for some of us who rather not say anything and just watch this whole thing unfold. It gets to us somehow because this is our place of birth. And we just have some we are just unlucky and badly blessed with some men and women, people of questionable character, people with devious backgrounds, and you're just spoiling everything for everybody. Fix the country. You don't negotiate with terrorists. Send these guys to their maker. You have the power. Only government wield the destructive forces of state, tanks, choppers, jets, ARs, Ms, whatever. RPGs, it's you. That is in your care for a reason. You're making our Nigerian military look like joke. And then it is the Nigerian military that people will now be saying that, they are incapable of defending their land. This same Nigerian military that did wonders back in the day. It's just because of certain people who have now assumed the mantle of power and have destroyed the country. They've run it aground. And you can't have this kind of embarrassment. It is enough. Fix the country. You can't dictate to the US about sovereignty. You take their aid. And they're simply tired because I just think that Donald Trump is a business guy. And that's what I'm saying. He's no fool. He might not be the model for public speaking, but he's no fool. And this might just be a part of it. I'm just speculating, just like many of us. That, look, we've given these guys a lot of monies. The cost of having to take care of them, it may be affecting us back home. So what is the cost of not taking care of them. And if that means doing what they have refused to do, just so that we save some of those monies we give to them in aid, then so be it. I'm just speculating. That might just be the thinking. And if you open your mind, many of you just get close mind. If you open your mind, it's beyond, oh, I want to come and take it. Look, this is 2025. Get with the program. It's not, the resources of Nigeria have been looted time and time again. Even when you do not know, or mostly you don't even know. It is the ones you see on TV that they will put in the news and say, let's give them something to talk about. What about the ones you don't know? The issue is about the massacres of the massacre of people, of Christians. I'm trying not to just say only Christians, but that's the loophole that the US have found. Is it a fact? It is a fact. Whether you want to accept it or not, it is a fact. There is massacre of Christians. You can't argue a fact. It is established. How do you want to argue that? So whatever their motive is, the Nigerian government gave it to them. The Nigerian government made it possible for them to, whatever motive they have, for them to now want to drive on something to fulfill that motive. You cannot come to me every year, you're asking me for money. I'm giving you this money so that you can develop and then stand on your own. But it feels like, 65 years later, you're still coming to me for more aid? What exactly is the issue? Why are you still, at 65 years, not even near developed? Why do you have to keep running to me for aid? And now I'm saying that, I think that I should solve a serious problem that most of the aid, that most of these monies go to anyway. And you are telling me about sovereignty. Okay, hold your sovereignty. I keep my aid. Simple. Hold your sovereignty. I keep my aid. Kai.